Massive demo of estuary fish. There is a habitat for fishing pond fish as entertainment for humans. The location is right at the estuary facing the sea. Sometimes when the tide is in the sea, the water enters the pond, and when it recedes it is not uncommon for many wild fish to get trapped there, such as groupers, crabs, katang, barrenong fish and various brackish water fish that inhabit the pond, which will soon even be displaced by the big tyrannical bosses in the name of humanity, who are transformed into gods or goddesses who save people. That's the reason. In that pond there are resident fish which are deliberately kept by the owner of the pond, namely milkfish, which live like famous animals. How come they are not lied to, fed every day, fished, cooked and fried, eaten by humans, their friends, and also the food is plankton and types of shrimp such as small prawns, giant prawns, fire prawns and even white prawns, and even white snapper, which is strange. Some freshwater fish are also forced to live there, such as goldfish, tilapia and various other creatures that inhabit the pond, such as water insects and other inhabitants. If they find out about the owner's affair with their customer, they will go on a hunger strike for sure. As if they didn't know that as long as they lived there from their seniors to them, they were always lied to. Milkfish that live in the city's bay are indeed widely distributed from the Indian Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. How could it not be that in its natural habitat in the interior of other regions of this country, milkfish can reach a maximum size of up to 7 kilograms or more? Indeed, the two fish are similar in reproduction, but in this region, human efforts in cultivating milkfish are very clever and unique, similar to the lobsters found in floating cages on the peninsula of the waters of this country. This country is indeed a central destination for lobsters to just stop by and reproduce, because its waters and sea have a tropical temperature and marine morphology which is ideal for them to reproduce from the southern islands of Sumatra, Java to Papua. It's different from my village, which rarely has barriers or high levels of pollution, so lobsters and milkfish deserve to live to adulthood. Meanwhile the nine fish whispered softly that it would not become extinct until it reached its adult size. To be honest, they like to be treated like this because it's only natural that fish should be consumed by wild animals or humans, or even because of human activities, they are often exposed to waste that is intentionally or unintentionally disposed of by humans from the river into the sea. Sad indeed. Are they not aware that their big boss, namely God, is paying attention to their despotism, whether the reason for the land area is not abrasion to sea water, expanding land, accommodating even more residents or a new endeavor, making reclamation is clearly permissible as long as it does not limit the distribution of the colonies of the fish and their habitat from river to sea. Is it true that before reclamation was made, piles, condominiums, high-rise buildings and various ornaments for human splendor were immediately made on the peninsula and bay in this city? The reason for business is clear. Pragmatic clearly does not disappear from the human mind, whether it's only here or in other parts of the world. The creation of irrigation that blocks the migration of various aquatic habitats is clear and visible. It will not be possible for fish to migrate just to reproduce if there are obstacles and obstacles. It will not be possible for them to swim and meet irrigation concrete for them to go ashore first and then walk across the barrier, then when they pass an obstacle they return to the water. Many of the existing endemic fish have started to disappear. Moreover, the endemic fish that live here are very, very variable with changes in water and climate. It must be in virgin condition, its habitat similar to the habitat in Kalimantan, Sulawesi, or Papua. You will not bother looking for endemic fish in this country. But it's different in the current area where they live. It's sad to see it. Patchouli fish, catfish, carp and taws have lost their identity because they have been forced to live there, and then with them by those buildings too, because the river habitat is no longer safe to visit. They scream where their current habitat is because they were displaced by the magnificent buildings of humans who never thought they would be marginalized, let alone evicted. They are no longer in power. For more than 4 decades, the natural conditions have become strange, wanting to imitate cities in Singapore or Dubai or cities in developed countries in other parts of the world. Maybe the initial concept is right, but over the years it doesn't pay attention to the existing natural scheme so that it actually complicates the conditions here. How could the waterway not be blocked from the river to the sea? They feel their deaths have been in vain because they are not served on a plate at a human dinner table or used as bait for apes or otters. The giant prawns were now straight and skinny, feeling that they had lived in vain. This condition spurred them to put up a fight. They agreed to colonize and did not want to be separated from each other on the basis of the same desire, namely to demand their rights which had long been mortgaged. The elders downstream of the hotter mud grouper immediately mobilized troops to break down the dam that connects apartments, condominiums, tall buildings, and concrete from upstream to downstream, say the demonstration commander, namely grouper fish. The news about plans for large-scale demonstrations reached sharks and whales as leaders in open waters, and they also agreed to support the movement against these tyrannical humans and would carry out a resistance even if only in open waters far from land. Driven by small fish where they have dared to do kamikaze some time ago and have also informed the heads of the plates and faults as well as not forgetting the mountains to shed a little of their larvae into the air as a sign of a form of instruction to immediately move against human tyranny, which begins by the mountain which is near the strait that flanks the two large islands, to carry out a joint demonstration. It is clear that active plates and faults as well as mountains are more pro to them than humans, and this will become a trending topic covered by television for the world of water as well as humans. This short story created by Ayatollah Nurjati.